and the scribe the same always sought to lay hands on him. And they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken this parable against them. And they watched him and sent forth spies, which should feign themselves just men, that they might take hold of his words, that so they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the governor. And they asked him, saying, Master, we know that thou sayest and teachest rightly, neither acceptest thou the person of any, but teachest the way of God. Truly, it is lawful for us to give the tribute unto Caesar, or no? It said, is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar, or no? But he perceived their craftiness, and said unto them, Why tempt ye me? Show me a penny whose image and the superscription hath it. They answered and said, Caesar's. And he said unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which be Caesar's, and unto God the things which be God's. Now listen, let me explain to you what that means. It means that this material world that we live in is the material world that is the material world of these controlling governments, the imposter gods. That's all they are. They gave you Jesus. Once they gave you Jesus, you keep going to those churches. They gave you the big edifices. All material. All material. The Jesus body, the churches that he's in, the music that's in there, all of the decoration, all of the Bibles, all of the holidays, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, all that stuff is centered around nothing but that whole religion. The pilgrims came here from Europe to worship their religious freedom is what they claim they wanted. Next thing you know, they done came in and gave the Bible to the native people here. We end up holding the Bible. They got a whole bunch of... Hold on, excuse me a minute. Yo, what up?
What's going on?
I got that thing on.
Nice and cool.
Yeah, in about 10 minutes. I'll be out there, alright? Okay, alright. Okay, so now look, we end up holding this Bible. Alright? Somebody taking all the damn land. Alright, you ain't got no land no more. You got the Bible. Then you got holidays where you get the privilege to go out and spend some of the hard-earned money from your underpaid job, and out of all this struggling you done been through already, strifing and everything, to try to stay ahead of the game. Feel me? Now here come all these holidays coming at you one after the other to keep you encapsulated in even more foolish consuming, okay? So all this stuff is going on because Jesus told them, render unto Caesar what's due to Caesar. But see, Yeshua, like they said, he could see the deceit in them. They was trying to get him to speak out against the government and say, you shouldn't be paying no damn taxes to Caesar. Fuck Caesar. Excuse my language. But that's what they meant. They meant you're going to have to draw a line, because a man can't have two masters. See, you can't be caught up in this world of politics and the lure of, you know, I'm work forever so I can have Midnight's house and all that stuff. That's why I flat out let them know, see, I ain't going to be doing that. Because, see, I work for the sun. And the sun has told me everything on this planet is its. It owns everything. So the stuff that I need, I should have it. But see, the people here that has stolen everything from me and my people, they sit up and they think all this is a joke. So when I tell you guys what's going to go down up here north, Seattle, when you see it all happen, I don't want nobody try to look at me like I'm a troublemaker or I'm an idiot. It's you all has brought this bad karma on yourself. And then the ignorance of trying your best not to listen, when you can understand and you can see that it's some very cosmic shit going on with me. So play yourself close if you want to, alright? Because you waiting on Jesus to come back, but you're going to get a SAR. And I'm going to use this book right here to show you how foolish you are to think that some white man going to show up when you know all this stuff was our stuff that your nationalism plagiarized from us, and you tweaked it to fit your plan to completely dominate us and keep us your slaves and keep us under your spiritual bondage forever. But I'm going to tell you something. No. Just no. No. K-N-O-W. No. N-O. Just no. No. Trust me. Alright? Listen to this. And it came to pass that on one of those days, as he taught the people in the temple, and preached the gospel. The chief priests and the scribes came upon him with the elders, and spake unto him, saying, Tell us, by what authority dost thou these things, or who is he that gave thee these authorities? And he answered and said unto them, I will also ask you one thing, and you answer me. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or of man? And they reasoned with themselves, saying, If we shall say from heaven, he will say, Why then believed ye him not? And then if we say of men, all the people will stone us, for they be persuaded that John was a prophet. And they answered that they could not tell whence it was. And Jesus said unto them, Neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. Okay, the parable of the wicked husbandman. I already read that. Okay, so I must have flipped the page back. Thanks for bearing with me on that. Okay. Tribute to Caesar. But he perceived their craftiness and said unto them, Why tempt ye me? Show me a penny. Whose image and whose superscription hath it? They answered and said, Caesar's. And he said unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which be Caesar's, and unto God the things which be God's. And they could not take hold of his words before the people, and they marveled at his answer and held their peace. He said, You're going to have to decide. Are you going to be stuck in this world of government and following all that they lead for you to be a part of? Or are you going to come ye from amongst them and understand how to get in? The only way you need to fit in and leave all that other unnecessary stuff right out there. Go, but don't go. You see? Get by all that stuff that they got us locked in. You don't have to do all these holidays and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? All these crazy desires about this materialism. You ain't got to do all of that. That's what he meant. That's what he meant. Give unto Caesar what's due to Caesar. Very minimal. And what he really knew they was trying to do was get him to say, screw Caesar. Why should you have to pay him taxes? But that would have got him set up with the powers that be. Even to this day, they walk around trying to have that kind of policy going on where you can't even voice your inability to be comfortable with the lousy job that they're doing. They have a problem with that for some reason. But everybody else do a lousy job have to get fired. And here they are, got the best jobs in the country, and they screwing everything up, and nobody wants you to even complain as you watch your grandmother lose her house, or you watch your children drinking alcohol and working their ass to death and coming home damn near in tears because of mistreat they receiving on the job. All this stuff that make you just want to go crazy. And they could not take hold of his words before the people, and they marveled at his answer and held their peace. Then came to him certain of the Sadducees, which denied that there is any resurrection, and they asked him, saying, The Master Moses wrote unto us, If any man brother die, having a wife, and he die without children, that his brother should take his wife, and raise up seed unto his brother. There were therefore 7 brethren, and the first took a wife, and died without children, and the second took her to wife, and he died childless, and the third took her in like manner, and the 7th also, and they left no children, and died. Last of all, the woman died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife of them is she? For 7 had her to wife. And Jesus answering said unto them, The children of this world marry and are given in marriage. But they which shall be accounted worthy to attain that world and the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage, neither can they die any more, for they are equal unto the angels, and are the children of God, being the children of the resurrection. Now that the dead are raised, even Moses showed at the bush when he called it the Lord, the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. For he is not a God of the dead, but of the living, for all live unto him. Then certain of the scribes answering said, Master, thou hast well said. And after that, they durst not ask him any questions at all. Okay, this stuff right here, the only thing I get from this, alright, the children of this world marry. and are given in marriage. But they which shall be accounted worthy to attain that world and the resurrection from the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. That means that on the other spiritual side, there is no need for marriage, because there is no, in the spiritual realm, there is differentiation. But the differentiation is only necessary when there is necessary for the invisible to become visible. That's when the differentiation occurs. Before that, that's a big question people ask. Is the materialism there on the invisible side, or does it manifest on demand? I believe that since it's thought manifested, it's there, but it just hasn't manifested, but it's there. Look at it like this. Let's say you have a room of black potentiality, like a black spot when you close your eyes. That room right there. That blackness is readily available materialism, though it's indifferentiated. Okay? It is not in a state of differentiation. It all looks the same. But upon the thought of that indifferentiation, of that differentiation becoming indifferentiation, but on the thought of that indifferentiation attaining a shape and becoming differentiation is the moment that it happens. So it comes from the realm of the invisible to the visible upon request of the initiate or the sage or the saint or the aspiring or the God-man. Okay? So that's how that works. So it's thought manifestation that makes the invisible world all of a sudden become visible, because what was not seen becomes seen, and it becomes manifested on the demand of the sight of it or the viewing of it. That's what comes from the realm of nothing comes to, from the nothing comes the absolute. Okay, so it says, then certain scribe answered and said, Master, thou hast well said. And after that they durst not. I was what about the warning against scribes. Then in the audience of all, okay, just a minute. Now that the dead are raised, even Moses showed at the bush when he called the Lord, the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. For he is not a God of the dead, but of the living, for all live unto him. Then certain of the scribes answering said, Master, thou hast well said. And after that they durst not ask him any questions at all. Now this is the question about David's son. And he said unto them, how say they that Christ is David's son? And David himself said in the book of Psalms, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou on my right hand till I make thine enemies thy footstool. David therefore calleth him Lord. How is he then his son? The warning against scribes. Then the audience of all the people he said unto his disciples, beware of the scribes which desire to walk in long robes, and love greetings in the market, and the highest seats in the synagogues, and the chief rooms at feasts, which devour widows' houses, and for a show make long prayers, and the same shall receive greater damnation. When he say they devour widows' homes, that means that they deliberately kill the women of these women and make them become widows so they can come and steal the homes from them. These are the Jews that he's talking about. See, that's what he said, the warning against the scribes. Then in the audience of all the peoples he said unto his disciples, beware of the scribes which desire to walk in long robes and love greetings in the market. See, in the markets, that's where everything is being sold at. And listen to this clue right here. And the highest seats at the synagogues, and the chief